her streaming journey, as well as they have a book coming out. So we will be chatting about that tonight. Thank you guys for coming through. DJ on the ones and twos. What up, fam? Good to see you. Who's my favorite superhero? Wonder Woman. You haven't figured that out? Even though I'm like hardcore Marvel, I started off a DC fan. DJ React in the building, a former Diva Talk guest, and my girl. What up, sis? Good to see you. All right, everybody in the chat streams. Like, all of you are DJs, literally, except for my girl Sandra, who is driving. But that is my sis. But all of you guys can follow each other. David C. Dennis in the building. Eclipse Live in the building. DJ Diamond Lee. DJ on the ones and twos. DJ React. All fam in the building. Shout out to my DJs United fam for coming through. Yes, yes. Let's go DCD. Team David C. Dennis. All right, let me turn this down. So I feel like I'm talking over it. DJ OE, what up, hair twin? Oh no, everybody's probably like, why do they call each other hair twin? There is a very short story behind it. It all started with when we were on Bonnets and Do-Rags, and he wore a bonnet, even though we all know OE does not have hair. And he's like, I was trying to be like you. Because I wore a bonnet on my section and not a do-rag. And ever since then, he has deemed me hair twin. So that is our term of endearment for each other. My brother OE. I know people will probably like, what is this hair twin shit about? OE. Oh my gosh. See, DJ, I knew somebody was going to ask one day. And I knew somebody in DJU was definitely going to ask. Because they're like, what is this hair twin shit? But now you guys know that is the origin of hair twin and why DJ OE and I refer to each other as hair twin. Because we were both wearing bonnets on that Ray train. And he was messing with me. Talking about, I'm trying to be like you. With a big old wig on underneath it. It was the funniest thing ever. Oh my God. He had me dying. It makes no sense. All right, let's get started because I don't want to keep her too long. I don't want it to be late. Thank you for following. Is that Renee Riviera? Did I say that right? Renee Riviera? Is the 5 relevant somehow? Riviera 5. Thank you for being here. Welcome in. Don't be afraid to say hey in the chat. And our guest of honor is in the chat. YoYoBayBay. Make sure you guys give her a follow right now if you're not already following her because she does stream now. We're going to talk about that in a little bit as well. So follow my sis, YoYoBayBay. All right. So if you have not been here before, my name is Diva929. Welcome to sunny Southern California. I am on the West Coast, and this is Diva Talk, where I feature female DJs and streamers that I have discovered here on Twitch, whose rooms I enjoy being in and kicking it with virtually. Some I've met in person, which is amazing. And we are today going to have on YoYoBayBay. A lot of you know her as a mod in a couple of channels, but you also know her as the co-host with my brother DJ C Sharp in the basement live on Sunday nights. And of course, in the chats when it is the last train to Friday, along with any other time that my brother is on. I do have an honorary sword in that channel as well. I don't work. He gave me a sword to help out one day and then never took it back. So also shout out to my brother DJ C Sharp. But yes, make sure you give her a follow now. We're going to bring her on screen. She also is going to talk about a book that they just worked on together, which we saw a little bit of how that came about on stream when they did an anniversary stream. So I'm going to let her talk about all that, which is really interesting. Like to see the journey between then and now already, how everything came into fruition is like really cool. So, all right. We are going to bring her on screen, you guys. If you are following, if you're chatting, that means you're following. So in the follower emotes, even if you are not subbed to the channel, there are Diva Talk hearts. I would love for you guys to throw those in the chat to greet my guest and bring her on screen, because I can't say through her emotes quite yet. She is still working toward affiliate, but where is it? There it is. You guys see that thing right there? I want to see some of those in the chat, and we are going to bring her on screen. So go ahead and click on that, y'all. It's free. We can do it on mobile now too, so no excuses. I need to see some Diva Talk hearts in the chat so we can give her a warm welcome, you guys. So let's say what's up to my girl YoYoBayBay, Yalonda.
What's up? What's up? Thank
That's
you for the
good.
hearts, guys. Thank you for
Yes.
the introduction, Diva.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to tell too much, so let me shut up.
No, tell the story. I want to hear your version.
No, my version is very short, and that is why you are here. So you can tell the real version in depth, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. So y'all was saying, y'all say what's up to my girl, baby.
Hi, everybody.
Anybody in the chat you want to say hey to?
Yeah, I kind of been saying hey while I was behind the scenes. But of course, what up, DJ OE? What's up to everybody? DJ on the ones and twos. David C. Dennis. We just traded follows. It's really good to see y'all. Y'all the ones active in the chat right now. Hey, yes, there I am. OE, here I am. I thought I saw Eclipse in here a little while ago, but maybe it was me imagining. Sandra Radiate is in here. Yeah. Hey, y'all.
He was one of the first ones on there.
That's my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him right there, my brother. All right. So, if you have never been in Diva Talk before, how this works is I have a few questions that I will ask YoYoBayBay, and then toward the end, if you have questions for her, you are going to put them in the chat, and I'm sure we will have questions about different things. So this will it will be a good one.
Yes.
But make sure that you guys are hosting the page if possible. Share the love. Have everybody come through, say what's up to my girl, and check out the conversation. If you're already hosting, I appreciate you because it does not tell me in Stream Elements if you're hosting or in Stream Labs. Neither one wants to notify me.
That's not.
Unless we get rid of it.
Thing anymore, right? Like
no, and I'm not downloading any extra bots.
Right. Just to see somebody hosting, right?
Right.
That's your girl, your twin DJ Chanel B. She got all the bots.
Right, all the bots. I don't need any more bots. No more extra bots. I can't do it. Too much on the screen. My sis BB Joy is in the building. What up, Florida in the building? You guys make sure you give my sis BB Joy a follow. Yes, and let me make sure I shout out everybody that is in here. Yes. So everybody who is here can follow each other. Ooh, and that's why I call BB Joy my hype girl. She came in ready and already had lit.
Yeah. Woohoo! She said, "I'm not a bot. I'm serious about this."
Not a bot. We know BB Joy is not a bot.
Okay, let me follow her real quick.
Please follow BB Joy. That's my girl right there. BB Joy, aka Hype Sis.
It's a perfect handle.
Right.
Bringing it. You can't help but smile when you say
will do that.
Joy.
Facts.
Cannot help but smile.
And she's always full of it. At least from what I always
see. It's still coming. It's still coming.
Look at her. Oh my gosh.
All the shout outs.
Yes, all the shout outs. I am my own mod tonight.
I see. All due respect. All due respect.
I am my own mod tonight. I mean, this is how it goes on Tuesdays. Tuesdays is always a light one. So anytime I do Diva Talks on Tuesdays, it happens this way. And we got my guy. It's Fab Forte in the building. You guys make sure you follow It's Fab Forte. On Thursday, we are celebrating his birthday on his stream. And I am going to be part of the celebration along with Prodigy, DJ Rev Up,
Ooh,
and some
nice.
other fam. So you guys come through. Make sure you're following It's Fab Forte. So you guys can check that out. It is going to be fun. Shout out to the Wet Noodle Gang in the building. Hola, chulo, ¿cómo estás? Thank you for being here. Um, BB, I know you would. You know what, BB Joy, you actually have a VIP status, and all my VIPs can actually do mod commands, like shout out commands, just so you know. Fab. Well, I love that you asked me to be a part of it. Thank you. So I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. All right. So now getting into it, here is my first question for Yolanda. Yes, first tell us about Yolanda before she had the handle of YoYoBayBay. And you go
Okay, let's
to
see. So I'm from the DMV area. That is Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. We have, a little circle around D.C. of counties. That's where I'm from. Um, Prince George's, to be exact. If anybody knows. And I'm a church girl. I remember once upon a time as a little kid not going to church, but like for most of my life, church kid, preacher's kid. And let's see. I don't know what you want to know. I'm married to DJ C Sharp for 25 years. I have two kids. I have a master's degree in public health. I have been to Europe and other parts of North America and Africa for three continents that I have put my feet onto. Um,
damn girl.
Before the kids came along, it was like traveling and stuff. I am a activist. I'm not an activist. I'm a sit down at my house activist for
Hey, an activist is an activist in whatever way you do it.
kids and adults with special needs of all kinds, but particularly those with intellectual disabilities and autism. So I have a 21-year-old with those. And let's see. That's enough, right?
Wow, that's a lot.
That's
That's a lot. Not in a bad way, but I mean,
my
just
whole
think
life
about it.
story.
People don't even realize, and that's a small condensed version. Like, and
Yeah.
that's why I wanted you to do that. A lot of people, thank you back for the bits, appreciate you. Behind the scenes, like people just see you in the chats hanging out. They know you're married to DJ C Sharp, and they also know that you co-host with him on the stream and you
Mhm.
mod,
Mhm.
but they don't know all that, right? Unless they came, they would know one part. If you're not aware, YoYoBayBay, of course, does have an adult daughter who has a differing ability. And with that, that's how we also connected on
Yep.
top of just being in the chats.
Yep.
She's a part of our spinning autism how what our group, I guess I would call it a
Yes.
group or crew, and
Uh.
this started last year, where we every year, thanks to Lisa the X, who put it all together and gathered us to help fundraise for this. Who also has a son that has a differing ability, and we found out that DJ C Sharp and Yo Yo also had the same in their house and wanted to contribute, and we were able to work on that fundraising campaign together.
Yes.
It was amazing. We
It
all
was
learned a lot about
very.
each other, right? So that was super super dope. And along with that, you see this woman has a master's, and you talk about Renaissance women. Don't sleep. She can sing too. Don't let her act like she can't. I heard her. She be
Let me
humming
act
and
like I.
singing
Let
along
me
with
act like I can.
she can hold a note. Don't let her fool you,
One
okay?
note at a time. Just one little note, and then I
Just,
drop
just,
it real quick.
just one note at a time, okay? My East Coast twin DJ Shinobi's in the building. Make sure you
Okay,
give her a follow.
Shinobi.
Hi, Chanel. David C. Dennis. Thank you for the oh shit, baby joy. Thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate you. David, welcome to the Diva Life Love. So, if she's educated, a mom, a wife, I mean, and then she's fun. And then she's got a lot on her plate on top of it and well traveled. She
Like,
does the damn thing. You guys would never know this just from seeing her just in the chats and the
no,
once
I keep
a week
shit to
we get her to
myself.
see her on the screen. Right. And most of the time her and C Sharp are bantering back and forth. So
Yes.
you're not getting a whole lot about YoYoBayBay.
No.
You're hearing these two go back and
Right.
forth, like songs and things like that. So there is that. Thank you for the bids, David C. Dennis. Appreciate you. So yeah, this is why it's amazing to hear. And shout out to Black Girl Magic in the building. I'm loving
Right.
it. Because we doing big things and it's inspiring. So before we get on to talking about the book,
Mm-hmm.
you started to you guys worked on I'm sorry, you started to stream,
Yes.
right?
So yes, get referring to all the things on the plate.
Yes,
Um, I want to give
adding
shout out to
to it.
DJ Chanel B because she has been a support and in my corner, pushing me. I mean, the Twitch family is just so loving and supportive of each other anyway. So anytime I've mentioned anywhere that I might stream, I was gonna stream, I'm on a raid train, so much support from you, from, so many folks that come to our stream on Sunday nights. Are like, get your own stream. Cause I got things to say, and C Sharp he got things to say. So sometimes we gotta split up and say what we gotta say. But anyway, so shout out to One Reason who had me on the raid train first of all. He had me on his Queens raid train. Shout out to DJ Prodigy, the Taskmaster underscore 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 for having me on his wow, so many raid trains associated with DJ Prodigy.
I know you've done
Oh,
tank top
taco,
taco.
tank tops and tank
Yes.
tops and tacos. Yes. So those are the first times I streamed, and then who else had me on it? I did another raid train. So that's been kind of where I've been. Is if you invite me to come on, then I've been coming on. But and at the same time, wrapping up, trying to write the book, and then moving into trying to promote the book. And I am nobody's promoter, but we've already spent as much money as we're going to spend on this other stuff, writing the book and getting it printed,
Right.
that we can't really pay anybody else right now at this moment to do the promotion. So it's landed in my lap. Miracle Signs and Wonders. Thank you, DJ. Should see how
There
she
it is. I knew it was
always
another one. Miracle
she
Signs and Wonders.
always got me. Yes, that was Dalen 628 Raid
Yes.
Train. Yes.
Yes.
So awesome times on those raid trains. And what I am thinking for my stream is I am all about, I love just the support and care that we have for one another on Twitch. So I'd like to embody that into my stream, giving each other advice. I have a whole list of topics that I want to be like, okay, y'all, what's the best way if I want to buy my first house? Or,
Right.
just things that we can help each other with. Like you say, know about people, what their accomplishments are, what
Hmm.
they are doing, what their jobs are off Twitch. So it's like people bring so much knowledge and experience. And so having a place to share that, obviously I love good music. Um, C Sharp and I bonded on good music when we met in college. He had, like, being the church girl that I was, he had to introduce me to a lot. I had a lot of catch up to do, but because we were like church, so we
Yeah.
didn't really
Yeah.
listen to secular music in my household. Only what I heard like in the streets. But So playing some good music, just getting those good vibes, sharing knowledge. across the stream, having fun, playing games. Uh, that's the kind of stream that I am planning. And soon, I actually have an idea based on something that I might do before like my official stream date, or even maybe to kick it off. Depends on how long I want to wait for it to happen. But on our stream on Sunday, we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about that crazy video that was going around last week, where the woman threw the McDonald's. She was mad because her baby daddy.
Please have a final. What is it? Final word. What is it that you? What is it?
Yes, closing argument.
Closing
Yes.
arguments. Please have closing arguments about that. Oh, I have so much to say about that. It's not even funny.
Okay, well then you're gonna
Oh my
have that
god.
stream then, because we already had the closing arguments. C Sharp had a sneak preview of what we were going to talk about in the stream. It was just a picture. I don't know if you see the meme where the three kids look like they scheming on the one kid eating the McDonald's and drinking soda. So we did talk about it, but one of the things that came up that I'm so, C Sharp was like, what did the guy do wrong? What did the guy do wrong? And I'm like, what he did wrong may not have been shown in the video. One, I bringing
Don't get me
McDonald's to your
started. I might have an unpopular opinion, sis.
me too. I was like, one, bringing McDonald's to your kid gets 0 points for me. McDonald's, like, you didn't even like come pick him up and take him to the McDonald's
That's what I said he should have
for
done.
a
Pick him
date.
up and take him out the house to go.
Yes. Why am I dropping off food? Like,
unless it was like a last minute thing, but I feel like there's so many factors
on his
to
way.
it.
So right, it's so many things we don't know. But it's like,
Yes.
kids are more than a stomach that needs to be fed or a body that needs to put clothes on. They need to be raised. And clearly he needs to be part of the raising of his child, not just
but I feel like she was leaving out some stuff and she was trying to bust him out just on that. And I feel like she had some pettiness on that one.
Petty.
She was petty.
Super petty. If there's something you're trying to accomplish with this man who you're supposed to
that's what she's trying to do
with, then nothing she did was right. She gets 0 points too, because nothing she did was right.
Nothing at all.
Yes. So what the stream that I want to do is talking about unplanned pregnancies. Because I'm like, this man walked into
how many baby daddies does she have?
Right. He walked into a relationship with a woman who already had at least 2 baby daddies, at least 2, maybe 3. And you gonna have another baby with her?
Like, what? Right? Was it another baby or what? And why did he end up having one with her? And there's that. And she was whack. I agree. She was whack. She was whack. Real talk. That different DJ. Thank you for the follow, fam. Good to see you. And Jay with the juice. Thank you for the follow. Something to say. Thank you for the follow. Yes, I agree with C Sharp. She was whack, and I'm gonna tell you why she was whack. And I'm just gonna keep it short. Real quick. One. Did she ask him to bring food? That was my question. And if she did, do you mind bringing food for the other kids and let him know that there's other kids there? That's number one. Or number two, is this something he does all the time? We talked about this on Caesar Salad Productions. And it was like, Chef Ard 42, thank you for the follow. And Yalonda. So, and thank you guys for that hype train. I didn't get anything, but thank you guys for that hype train. I appreciate each and every one of you that contributed. You didn't need to do that. The other is, I know we were raised to where we're like, if we know people got other kids or folks are at the house or living at the house, we will say, I'm bringing such and such. Do I need to pick up food for anybody else? But did he know that they were there is another thing. But at the same time, I also said, like you did, well, one, it's her responsibility to make sure all her kids are fed. Right. Not him.
If they living with you,
he could have just picked them up. Yes. Right. And if he knew that they were there and he wanted to take food to, like, say he was dropping it off on his lunch, on his way somewhere, the child called and asked for it, whatever the case may be, then maybe he could have took him out the house to the park, take him to McDonald's or whatever. And that could have been the scenario. So that's pretty much where I'm at with all that. Like, those are, I got questions.
I got mad questions. And she not going to get no problem solved behaving the way she behaving. it's
No, she
time
made
out.
herself look bad.
But right, she trying to expose him, and she just exposed her own pettiness. That's all she did.
Yes, exactly.
She
There,
made him look
exactly.
like an even better father.
She did because he is really supposed to only have to take care of his kid. He is not responsible for anybody else. My big brother DJ Prodigy, the Taskmaster, is in the building.
I was
You
just
guys
talking
make sure to
about
give that
you,
man a follow.
Prodigy.
Give Crystal Tokyo a follow. Wet Noodle Gaming in the building as well. Hi, Crystal, my love. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. And did I miss anybody else? We had Lawanda came in. Hi, Lawanda.
Hi,
Good to see
Lawanda.
you,
Hi,
sis.
Miss Prestigious. Miss Prestigious came in.
Yes, Miss Prestigious came in. DJ Diamond Lee's in the building. What up, Captain? Y'all, make sure you give my brother a follow, DJ Diamond Lee. And thank you for the bits. I appreciate you, bro. Miss
Something.
Prestigious, follow my sis, Miss Prestigious, as well, you guys.
Yes.
Something to say. Welcome in once
Yeah, that's my
again.
girl. She hangs out with us in the basement on
I was
Hardy.
about to say, I know that name from the basement. I know that name. So welcome in. Thank you for coming. Did I miss anybody? No. Okay.
It's
And
everybody. I'm looking back at the comments of what y'all was saying about this.
yes, let's go back and look and see because I know we missed some stuff because I know some folks are saying some stuff. Let me go back. I saw C Sharp in the building, y'all. Make sure y'all following DJ C Sharp,
Yes,
the other half of YoYoBayBay.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, that's my
Other
brother right
day.
there.
Who is the man? Does
The
DJ
Karen at McDonald's. I have never seen the Karens at McDonald's video on YouTube. Oh my god.
And then he also said the Karens at Taco Bell who threw their food back
Yeah.
with sauce. Who was that? I mean, somebody climbed in the window, didn't they? And that
Oh, I
must have been
forgot
the
about the
Karen.
Taco Bell junk.
That was
Make
a
sure you're following DJ Great Dane too, y'all.
nice
What
to
the
meet
hell?
all the people I haven't met before, like Crystal Tokyo. Nice to meet
Oh
you.
yeah, these are all people you want to follow. They're super fun. Fab and Crystal are part of Wet Noodle Gang, who I met through Prodigy, who we met through DJ Reva when he was on Tank Tops and Tacos for the first time, and I rated him, and ever since then,
Oh,
and yeah, they are all hella
movies
dope
came
people.
out.
So.
Not Wet Noodle though.
Wet Noodle Gang, you know. Oh, I want the
Okay.
origin of that one day. I'm gonna have to get K
Yes,
in here.
yes, because you're just saying it, you're just throwing it out
Yeah,
there like that's
that's what
just
they call
a
themselves,
recommendation
Wet Noodle
today.
Gang. So we got to ask Kay Leezy why, but he said, Fab said, I agree, pick him up and take him elsewhere.
Yes,
Exactly.
thank you, Fab, for that.
Great Dane said, one Karen got arrested for throwing Taco Bell around the drive through because she wanted sauce for her tacos and they run out. Good Lord. I know that can be annoying, but we're not about to do all that. You don't mess up your
Right.
food you paid
I
for,
think
you dummy.
I
T
think
Sharp said
people
she whack.
are I think people are losing it, really. Like really.
People are losing it. People don't
They're
know how to act after the pandemic.
unable
I
to
hate
right. Unable to keep it together these days. It's too many things going on. And they want
now.
to
Who
take it
is the
out.
man? DJ C Sharp, the dad.
I know
I
he
just
is
want to
not
know.
going that far to say
I just
that
want to know. I just want to know. Shashan. BB
please
Joy, thank you
don't
for the
call him
resub,
the man.
love.
He must be talking about DJ Prodigy or something.
I don't know. I thought Prodigy came in after that. So I don't know. I do not know. Oh my God.
Or
I'm
one
looking to
reason
see if I
somebody
missed
recommended
anything else. Oh my God. Here, yeah, look, yo, yeah, now he was talking about him. He said, blah, 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 blah. He gets my
it.
vote. I mean, he gets my vote
Fine.
right now too. 'Cause the way she acted gave him my vote.
Right, if he putting up with that.
Yeah. So,
Okay, yes. It's Fat Forte said, I applaud the baby daddy for keeping it together. Yeah, that's so true. He could have lost it, especially when she threw the food on the floor, on the ground.
he handled it well because he's like, yo,
Yes. He could have kirked at that point and
he
nobody
could
would have
have
blamed
cussed her
him.
out in front of the kid. Yeah. And that would have been right. Then he would have made himself look bad. Like, that's the crazy part, right?
Right.
Oh my God. Yo, baby. Thank you for the resub.
It was about
Damn.
that time. Had to get that resub in.
Resub. Oh my God.
Y'all Twitch folks are getting all my coins.
Listen, anything I get from here goes back into the stream and back into everybody else. I had to
Sure.
bring some down. Some I had to be like, listen, I can't sub to all y'all. Y'all understand? I gotta
Right?
get a new
They
computer.
sucked at all of y'all.
I gotta get my mixer. I gotta start saving some money. Okay, just saying. Jeez. Once I
That's
get
why
my
I
setup,
got
then we can talk again.
to.
Oh my god! If it was a Happy Meal, different story. Why? Because there's a toy involved.
Wow.
Just
I wouldn't
curious.
be mad if it was dollar menu stuff, but if it was a
Oh
happy
my
meal, it's a
gosh.
different story. Okay, y'all are wow. Oh, but
Completely
so this
different
is my
story.
thing, So let's talk about. So we people were saying, because I was like, in 2022, do you really have to get somebody pregnant? Do you have to get impregnated if you don't want to? And yes, things happen, obviously, but
Right.
I think, especially with everything that's going on right now with the Supreme Court and these states saying,
Yeah.
abortion is illegal, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not here to advocate for abortion on either side of the coin, but I'm saying with choices being minimized, we need to
Yes.
work on as a people really disciplining ourselves in terms of birth control. We got to have
Yes.
more discipline. We can't just be making babies with 3, 4 daddies and left and right
No.
on food stamps and blah blah blah. We
No, we
gotta
can't.
take care of our own. We really got to do better. It's so
Hmm.
many options out here for birth control, and none of them are 100% except abstaining. But put two together. He got one, you got one. Y'all, that's going to up your percentage right there of being
Right.
more. And you can't slip into it's like when you want to lose weight or you want to build muscles or whatever, you gotta be disciplined.
Gotta
Period.
be
Point
disciplined.
blank.
You gotta be smart about it. And honestly, I agree. And then, yeah, considering that they're limited choices and things like that, what people have to understand is that the system is regressing. That's number one.
Number one.
Okay, that's number one.
Number
But
one.
number two is there's a reason behind all this stuff that's happening, and is not to benefit us.
No, it's to
Okay, not to
actively
benefit
disadvantage.
us melanated
Right.
folks.
If we thought we were disadvantaged before, if
That
we
part.
thought we had to climb out the muck before, if we thought the educational, judicial, police, all the systems were lined up against us, house loan,
Yes.
school loan, all that, if we thought it was
Yes.
lined up against us before, that was what they could get away with when they had
Yes.
to pretend like things were quote unquote moving towards equality. They not
Exactly.
pretending no more. They don't care to pretend. They don't care, we've gained too much already, and they trying to take that all back,
Yep.
all back.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, if nothing else, I'm gonna implore you to Google or go on YouTube and look up Jane Elliott. Those of you who don't know who Jane Elliott is, she is an educator who back in the day, she actually helped advocate and did a really great
Yes, she
social
did.
experiment on civil rights and how it affects people and segregation.
And what
And she
kids
there's
are
two things
learning
you need
from
to watch:
young ages.
what kids are learning, weren't learning from young ages, and how racism is learned. So she did the Brown Eyes versus Blue Eyes. Watch that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then also she just recently did something talking about the whole Roe versus Wade and why. And there was a researcher who did some did a study and wrote about why they're
Trying
regressing
to
back from
regress
that,
back
and
in so many
the
laws.
whole theory behind it and how it's going to affect minorities as a whole, and the majority. And even though
Okay.
minorities are technically the majority if we all band together,
Right.
um I'm just, but go back and watch and look how she talks about how that the banning abortion and how that's going to affect everything, including the economy and whatnot. And your mind will be blown. That's all I'm gonna tell
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up. I haven't seen anything from her
you.
from very recently, anyway. So yeah,
Yes, it's
yeah,
this one is a few
yeah,
years ago. Because remember, they started to talk to these a while ago, right?
yeah,
And
true,
then things
true.
started coming more and more and more. And then over like the last year, it got closer and closer. And then that's when people had to go out and vote. But a lot of people didn't take it seriously because they probably
Right.
didn't think it was going to happen.
They
And
don't.
boom, here
Right.
we are.
They think their votes don't matter. Oh, my
They
vote
think
don't
their
count.
votes don't matter. Right.
It
Right.
counts, boo. It counts. Even if it
Yes.
doesn't
Yes.
count
Big
at the
time.
federal level, it counts at the local level. Because what's happening
Every
to
single
the
level
school
counts.
boards, the sheriffs, the county councils, those are the ones who are
Yeah.
really doing us in. It's more easy for them to pass laws quickly, when they
Yes.
have control at the local level than at the federal level. So even if you don't
Yeah.
even vote, like senator, president, whatever, vote at your local level.
Vote,
It's
because the more people that vote at local levels can get people in office and make changes locally that will affect
yes,
the bigger
yes,
elections later, and people don't
yes.
realize that. So
No,
make
no.
sure that everybody, y'all, advocate people to vote and vote, please. Make sure your vote it counts at all
Yes.
costs.
Vote
Okay.
and hold your people accountable. Write them letters or whatever when they're
Yeah.
doing something that you don't like.
Right. All right.
All right.
So
So
that
getting off our
is
soapbox.
getting off our soapbox, because you know how we can get.
Yes. People like,
You
I didn't
already
know this.
know what we will do.
Yes. People like, I didn't know this was politics hour. I thought this
Oh,
was going
hey,
to be
hey,
fun.
this is Diva Talk. This is two
Yeah,
sisters having a conversation. I
right.
learn more about y'all, but it can go anywhere. And that's also how we learn more about each other. So, Diva Talk is about whatever we want to talk about.
Whatever we gotta say, because
Whatever we got to
women
say.
have things to say
That
that need
part.
to be said and put out
That
there.
part.
Y'all need to hear, right? Right, Miss Prestigia, she over there getting the Holy Ghost with those.
Let's go, sis. Thank you for the gift of sub. Appreciate you, bro. But oh my god. So yes, it's real talk though. And so now that you started your streaming journey and you have your ideas and you've done it, you've gotten your feet wet a few times, how are you feeling about it, like being a regular thing? Like, I know you got ideas for a here and there situation, but like, is this
Yeah.
something like you feel like you're gonna do on a regular, a weekly basis, or
So
once a month, or
this
how you
is
feeling?
right. I feel like okay. From the one side, because I see kind of the perspective of a streamer, because I have one right here in my house. So I know that the more you stream, the more people get used to you being out there, and the easier it is for you to connect with people. However, I also know how my schedule is, how my
Yes.
life is right now,
Right.
and you know, so those are the kind I'm battling. I'm having an inner battle right now, because I love every time I get on Twitch, no matter whose stream I come into, the energy of the streamers, of the chat is so addictive, and I could like lose track of time and lose all sense of responsibility because I'm in the so I have to be super careful. I have to be super careful. There's so
Yeah.
much I miss because I know me. If I go in, I can't go in part way. If I
Right.
like say I'm going to lurk, I literally have to be join on my phone only and
Yeah.
toss the phone like across the
Move it.
room. Right, because I'm going to hear something that I want to comment on. I'm going to, hear somebody
Yes.
come in that I want to say hello to. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this brother that brought me a cookie.
Tab, you mean
a
an introvert's dream, not an
freshly baked
extrovert's
cookie.
dream. Oh wait,
Yeah,
you mean an extrovert's dream to
to
stream?
be
My
a
bad, because
streamer.
I could have misread that. My bad, bro.
To be a
My thing
streamer,
was
I'm
alerting.
sure it's an extrovert's
Yes.
dream. But
Yes.
or even to like have access to so many people so easily, I guess, that also could be an extrovert's dream stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But so there's the battles going on of like, how often should I stream? Those 3 times that I streamed, it was so fun. Like the technology now, I gotta up my game, because or either start paying C# one way, shape, or form.
Not
Because
paying. I'm done.
yes, because he's like, you not getting the stuff to me in time. Blah, didn't I show you
He
how to
did say
do this
that.
before? And you need to. There he is. Look,
All true stuff.
this
Look, here he comes. Here he comes. Here he
All
comes.
true
Claire,
stuff.
what do you want, Claire?
we tried to keep him out. He gonna bring me a cookie and then use that to be like, oh, I
He
should
can't help it. He can't help it.
he can't type fast enough.
Y'all say what's up to my brother C Sharp.
I want to watch the rest of Stranger Things.
Oh, you want to watch the rest of Stranger Things? Guess what? I finished it already, bro.
No, okay, we're on episode 7.
Yes.
Oh, you're almost done.
We're almost done, but you know how long episode 8 and 9 are?
Yeah, it's a little over 2 hours, but it's worth it. I literally was just talking about this the other day with a whole bunch of people, and me and Fab were talking about it because I was like, did you finish it? No, I'm like, I need everybody to finish it so I can talk about it because I'm going to probably talk about it tomorrow. So after we're done, y'all gotta go watch it.
We gotta go watch it because we gotta come back and talk to you about it. Because it's funny, our son, of course, he finished it, before we did. And of course, he follows people on his social media that had all this stuff to say about it. Where's the milk though? It's okay, Fab.
Come on, Fab. Let him know.
Give me my lactate or my almond milk.
Look, he said, we see the chivalry fam. Bring your lady that cookie. But where's the milk though? Why is my brother schooling you? And he ain't even married yet.
Give him time. Give him some time.
After 25 years, you start.
I remember what it was like in the beginning.
Yes. It would have been a cookie with a ribbon wrapped around it. And, the ice cold milk,
a napkin, on a plate, all cute.
I'm going to find something to watch on TV.
Yeah, don't watch Stranger Things, clearly.
Don't watch Stranger Things. Really? We'll be done.
I'm not going to watch it. Don't watch it.
This is an ongoing argument between us, y'all, and we talk about it in the book.
Oh, yes. We'll get to that right now.
Dedicate one of the articles to say, bruh, sis.
Okay.
See, so this is what.
Bruh.
So he says it's okay, but I'm telling you it's not okay right now. Do not watch that Stranger Thing.
Once we say it, you can't say we didn't communicate it.
Yes.
You got witnesses.
I'm communicating my needs, hubby. Oh, look at him walking out the room.
I can't. I'm done.
Can you get him? It's Fab Forte, please.
Fab.
I didn't even mean to put him on blast. My bad. You can't help it. You see a woman being treated. You gotta speak up for her. I appreciate
shout
that.
out to the sensitive cancers in the building. Fab is a cancer, and they pay attention to stuff. I got one in my house. I got a little one upstairs. I know how it go. And they pay attention. So he did. He called, and they quick to call folks out on pretty much anything as well. They don't care if they know you're not. They will do that too. And I can't talk. I do it too. But I mean, jeez, Gee, Taylor made it to the party. Thank you for the bits. Good to see you, sis. Welcome to the party. Okay. So if you just tuned in, we have YoYoBayBay on screen. And she is a newer streamer as well as a now author, co-author, along with her husband.
Yeah.
DJ C Sharp, who you just saw pop his head in here, bring a cookie with no milk. And
he was bringing himself. The cookie was the entrance fee. He was bringing himself.
The cookie was that was the let me say my piece.
Right.
Oh my God. Oh, that's what that was. So shout out to my brother DJ C Sharp. Y'all know I love him dearly. And that's why I always got to give him shit, but that's okay because that's just what we do with each other. Papa these nuts is in the building. Follow my brother. Be more Angie. How you doing, sis?
Papa these nuts. Miss Riz, did you see Miss Riz come in?
Miss Riz, hey love, good to see you, sis. And then of course my hair twin DJ OE. Y'all give that man a follow as well. Oh my God! All right. So we are going to talk about this. So they have a book that they wrote, and I would love for you to tell us the title of the book And I was about to say, I know you have a copy of it.
I don't know
So,
how close I can get.
The Rhythm of Love. That I love the cover. It is so pretty, first of all. So she's gonna tell us how you guys came up with the concept of this book, the title, and tell me how this all came about.
Okay, so it came about because we celebrated our 25th anniversary smack dab in the middle of COVID. So we, weren't in a place to be able to is back with milk. I haven't even
eaten. And another cookie.
He's doing all this to try to prevent himself from watching Stranger Things. Since he gets that remote in his hand, he's not gonna be able to help but turn it on. So he's like, "Let me just come back in here." But thank you, it's fab. Yes. So we've been. Oh, let me back up a little bit. I know Diva said this, but for those who don't know, C Sharp and I stream together on his channel on Sunday nights at 9 p.m., 9 to about 11. We do slow jams and conversation. So we just kick it. We also have a segment called Closing Arguments. Because C Sharp and I are professional arguers. We're Halix Diamonds. We are almost always on the opposite pole, opposite ends of an argument. So we do that for a living. And so we do it on our show, our stream too, Closing Arguments, when you just bring an argument to the table, whatever it is, baby daddy, bringing McDonald's for just his son type of thing, Kevin Samuels. We talked about music, who's the best battle. We had the battle of the band ballads recently. We had, we had the falsetto voice versus the bass singer, all of that. And, I just could go on and on. Miss KB, my birthday twin, is up in this piece. So on our 25th anniversary, we were like, what can we do to honor it? It's a big one, and we made it this far, but we're not gonna be planning no trips or nothing. So for our stream that Sunday, we did 25 things that we've learned in 25 years of marriage. And each of us took, in planning for that stream, each of us wrote down 12 or 13 different things that each of us had learned separately. And then we came together and brought the list together. We talked about things, from his perspective, my perspective, blah, blah, blah. And we narrowed it down to the 25 that we presented on the stream. So it was super, super fun. We had so much support from the community, and people had so much to say. It's like, you see people posting on Instagram, you see people, just out and about. You see married couples either looking happy or not looking happy or whatever the case. You really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And you don't know what the little things that they've been arguing about since the beginning of the marriage. You don't know if they're on the outs right now and haven't slept together for 6 weeks or whatever. And,
right.
So much goes on in a marriage from day to day. And we really just try to put that out there from our perspective. And people were just so happy to hear it, happy to discuss it. The chat was on fire that night. And
it was fun. That was a fun stream.
Super fun. Yes. People calling us afterwards saying, you guys need to do more of this. Everybody's loving Black love right now. It's the hot thing. But, for real, we want to see Black marriages that go the distance, Black long-term relationships that are working through the issues and blah, blah, blah. So we looked at ourselves like, Papa these nuts. I know couples. Let me just tell you, where they have not slept together in even more than 6 weeks, still living in the same house, still. Yes,
Yep.
see, Diva's nodding. That is,
I do know people that have done that.
yes, it's not as uncommon as you would want it not to be. Or would
They
want
can
it
be in the house that long and not even talk to each other sometimes.
Yes. So they're, basically just living on roommates term, like, you don't touch my stuff, I won't touch your stuff kind of thing, but not like going through
That's
the part
it.
of saying we're gonna get divorced. But
Right.
he said, not me.
What the hell to the no.
Right. I don't play those kind of games either.
Hey,
But
Papa, we know, but I'm just saying. Hey, mixed man.
I mean, you do got these nuts in your handle, so
That part though.
this is something. He was real sick. I guess that's why I'm no longer married. But it's so many things that are going on behind the scenes, and so for the opportunity to talk about it, to ask other couples questions like, how are y'all doing it? How have y'all made it to 7 years? How have y'all made it to 13 years? Blah blah blah. Those kind of things. And so we just decided on a book, back and forth, podcast, book, what are we gonna do with this stuff? And it's really just like a short, easy little conversation starter, with our experience in there. We're not trying to be like marriage counselors and from any standpoint whatsoever. We didn't do no research. We didn't, talk to 100 men, talk to 100 women. We looked at each other and said, okay, what have we had to go through? How was it? How much have we learned in our 25 years that we could even make it to 25 years?
Mm-hmm.
And how are we treating or talking to each other, arguing, like multiple, and it really, I call them articles, because that's kind of what they are, little blog posts that we did on each topic. But they're written, some are written by him from his perspective, some are written by me from my perspective. And it's so many about communication, because people are so often saying, communication is the key. Communication is key. There's more to it than just talking. Like those two people on that video were communicating. They were saying words to each other, but they were at a complete impasse. And there's no way that anything good was going to come out of how she started it off. I'm expose you, or him not being able to argue back. Very,
Pretty much.
So, it's several times we talk about, how, not going for the jugular when you arguing with your spouse, preserving the relationship afterwards. Like, you can't just say everything you want to say, everything you have in your head. You need to think about the fact that tomorrow you're going to wake up with this person. Y'all have a mortgage together. Y'all have kids together. Y'all have a life y'all want to live. And you need to maintain the relationship. Right. Who is talking about love language? Exactly. Like, how do you show love to this person in a way that they can feel it?
It's real.
Right. As opposed to the way you feel it, which is not going to be necessarily the same. So, we go into those things. We have some little funny tidbits of just, stuff that happened to us when we were traveling or whatever. But so, yeah, that's the book. Buy it, $12.99. Go to, you can go to Amazon and get it, or you can go to our website, cYLentertainment.com. And pick yourself up a copy. Pick up a copy for somebody that you know who is trouble in their marriage. And not to say that this solves troubled marriages, but sometimes, just knowing that other people have gone through it and that they live to tell the tale, can be helpful. Just, so yeah, please buy a copy. And so we have some next phases that we want to go get into for the book. We do want to be able to talk to other couples. to have like their reactions to the chapters, what resonated with them, what they totally were like, that would never work for us, please, Hey, sister.
I am about to show. Is this you? I am about to show this picture on the cover
Wait.
of y'all webpage.
She's
Hold
like,
on, hold on, hold on.
Exactly, it's Fab Forte. Sometimes you just need to hear.
Hold on. You guys need to see this picture because they are so stinking cute. You could tell that they were all young. You know what I mean?
Okay,
And
but
your dress looks a lot like the one that I had on.
really,
Almost like the way it's made at the top. Y'all have to show you.
yeah.
Except mine was straight across, but yeah. One day I'll show you. But yeah, I need y'all to see it. This is the cutest picture automatic already off the bat, y'all. Hold on. I am going to pull this up right now. You need to see this. Let's see. Where are we at? No. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's pull this up so you all can see here this beautiful picture of my bro and my sis. CYLentertainment.com. But look at C Sharp looking all happy and stuff. And look at my sis. Look. Cute. They cute. They cute, y'all. They cute. Look.
And that's what the dress looked like. That was the side of the dress with the
Ah, that's cool. I love it.
whatever.
I
Yeah.
love it. Oh
So
my goodness. Look at that. Let me do the I'm gonna do the commercial. I'm auditioning for the voiceover for the commercial. CYO
I love
Entertainment
it.
is the online home of Clarence and Yalonda Lewis. It's a place where we share ourselves and our marriage. A marriage, well, despite us being chiefly opposites in so many ways, has lasted over a quarter of a century. We believe in lifelong love, and we invite married couples, long-term partners, and singles to join us here as we live our truth. Learn from our experience and grow into our best selves together. Not only do we share our love for each other here, but also our love of music. Clarence is a professional DJ, and we have a live stream broadcast on Twitch called Heartbeats, where we play slow jams, cool out, talk, and laugh about life and relationships with our Twitch community members. Check out our clips. That would sound much better coming from you, though. I'm just saying.
But we already had that discussion too. Like we're trying to decide. We're going to have an audio book. It's like, are we gonna do the chapters ourselves, or are we gonna get some good chocolatey voices to do it for us?
I got you. So y'all check out Rhythm of Love. Make sure you get in this website. And oh my God, I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank
So
you.
I love it. Now, who came up with the title?
So I don't want to give too much away about the process of the title because there's some little Easter eggs in the book. But let's just say, keep in mind DJ C Sharp is a DJ. Keep in mind we've loved music together since the very beginning of our relationship. So we weaved in some musical references. That's all I'll say. I probably said too much, but yeah. I mean, we felt like okay. I'm gonna read the back of the book. It's a little sappy, guys. Get ready, but just bear with me, okay? Right. LaDonna's still saying y'all must record your own audiobook. We're still going back and forth.
Because you gotta hear it in your voices.
So every marriage has its own melody, its own beat, its own rhythm. Marriages go through twists, turns, changes, and turnarounds. Y'all catch that musical reference right there? Think about it for a while. We are constantly learning what our rhythm is and what it will be. As a great DJ reads the mood of a crowd, learning when to play more of this or less of that, so do we manage the composition that is our marriage. It's like the way a song doesn't start as the finished product we hear on the radio. It often starts as a phrase or line that the artist finds meaning in and is developed through time, effort, trial, and error to become a full expression of the artist's thoughts and emotions. Even after the song is recorded, the artist may not consider it to be finished. Whenever they perform it, they play it differently because they are different. The song evolves as they do. So we are equating our marriage, or equating is probably not the best word. Comparing, relating our marriage to a song and to music, and
Mm-hmm.
how the rhythm of your favorite songs, can vary from up tempo house beat to really sporadic improvised jazz or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Sing it, be more Angie. Sing it. So that's not the whole thing on the back of the book, but we just wanted to share a peek into what we say is the music we've made with our marriage, and how we, the stumbles and the successes along the way, etc. um exactly. It's Fab, you said it even better. What? C sharp is back.
I'm back. Okay, so here's a better description of the title.
Better or different?
Different. Thank you, Diva. Help him out.
Call it what you want.
Better in his mind. Better to
Only
him.
better that it is. The title really represents everybody. Everybody got a rhythm that they have to move to figure out how their relationships are going to work. So this is our rhythm. This talks about how we move and the things that we do. So the rhythm of love is really just about what is your rhythm of how your relationships work. This is ours. Simple enough.
Thank you, C sharp.
So that was a simplified description.
Right. Very simplified.
That's pretty much what she said.
First of all, that's not what she said. I was listening in the other room. Don't try to cover for her. I know how y'all ladies like to stick together and try to make me out to be the bad guy.
Diva,
One reason,
Clarence.
out here. One reason,
Clarence.
He helping you.
Papa these nuts, my main man. That's my main man. Papa these nuts is my main man. We thick as deep.
You see where One Reason said?
Not helping you.
One Reason ain't even got your back right now.
You know One Reason got love for the women's.
That's all right. I got LaDawn. I got LaDawn with me. That's okay. The chaperones are in here. The chaperones are in here.
I need to spend more time with It's Fab Forte, because everything he's saying is like right on point. He said he wants his rhythm of love to be.
Liz says stop it. She says stop it, so we are watching you. They trying to make sure you behave, Clarence.
He needs chaperones right now. He needs some sharp.
Oh my Lord, I'm so done. Look, One Reason said no exclamation point. Diva. No, 3 exclamation points. Let me get that right. Let me make sure I say that the right way.
Lex Darvin said don't fall. I love my brother. Fab is a sappy cancer.
Oh my God. He is though. He is though.
See, and you
Fab is a sappy emotional cancer, but we love him.
Oh my God.
He's happy to be, and he's real sappy and emotional, because Fab, can I tell him how old you're turning? I'm not going to say it unless you say it. Unless you say yes. But follow Fab, y'all. I'll be on his birthday celebration on Thursday, and we're going to have a ball. We can mess with Fab in the chat. But yes, we had a lot of good comments, though, while you were talking about it. So a lot of people were complimenting, of course, when I showed the website picture. They said, wow, look at y'all. Oh, my God.
Gorgeous. So let me tell you a little bit of the story about the website pictures.
Yes, I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, so when we originally got married in 1996, we were I was a student. I was a medical school student. That's a long story in and of itself. But so I had neither money nor time to be planning a wedding. And I could not leave the planning of my wedding in the hands of C Sharp, because he already had said we were going to do a backyard reception, and his aunties was gonna cook, and I was like, ugh. So we started off like going back and forth about what the wedding was gonna be like, and I had absolutely no money to contribute, so we just went and to the Justice of the Peace. We were like, let's just get married. We love each other. All these decisions we're trying to make are about what other people want. My family, church family, they don't want alcohol. They don't even want secular music. His family wants, the whole nine, a party.
Right.
So we were just, we couldn't get on the same page about the wedding. So we just went to the Justice of the Peace and got ourselves together, went on down to North Carolina, and lived our lives. And I mean, people knew we were engaged. Nobody was surprised. Thank you, next time. It's not like babies. But
Literally, something that says it mansplaining.
Yeah, she knows C# very well, so she's heard all of this before.
Y'all ain't here talking about me?
Yes.
That's what the
Yes.
chat is for.
Get in the chat. Yes.
Go in the chat and you can type whatever.
I'm reading comments from everybody you said had your back that don't.
They don't have my back. Is that what you're telling me? They don't have my back? Okay.
No.
I'll see you. I'll see him. I'll see you.
We got your back.
They have
but not on
relationships that.
I got the streets. The streets.
She said we have your back, but not on that.
On site.
On site.
On site.
On site. That's how you feel. Sorry, I'll be out there in August. Let's go. Oh, I'm sorry, October. Let's go. I'll be out there in October, Clarence.
Oh, are you?
Let's make it happen, Clarence.
You better hit us up. I'm on.
You know I will.
I ain't gonna let no fights happen. I don't want to see no fights. Listen, my peoples. Go down there and read this chat.
This chat is hilarious, y'all. They was like, nope. Look, even LaDawn said it. See, LaDawn said nope. DJ Sharp
is back in Ohio, but not tonight.
One reason said nope.
Diva talk.
That's why you know this why you know we all fam and we friends, because we honest with you, bro.
He can go on Disco Darren's barbershop talk.
Barbershop talk.
Uncle Diddy's. He can go on One Reason, get the fellas together, and he can explain it however he want to explain it.
That part.
But sir, I'm
gonna put the appropriate emote in the chat. Let's see if I have it. Where is it? There we go. This is the appropriate emote as you were saying that needed to be in the chat. Okay.
My girl.
All the air grabs. Okay.
Yes, the air grabs. Oh, to start. She got it.
The air grab is always it. Classy T, welcome in. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that I love it. And I love the pictures. I love the story and how simplistic it is. And you guys ever think about, like, you know how people, they're like, yeah, we only got married this way. And, we kept it simple, like, and eventually decide, okay, we're going to renew our vows and do this next situation.
At 15 years, Clarence surprised me. He brought home a set of bridal magazines and a check and was do whatever, however you want to do it. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh. You better get it, redeeming.
So, y'all can see that's why I keep him around, because when he goes out, he goes all the way out.
Yes.
I just have to put on my noise canceling headphones in the middle and be like, bruh, hush. But and he got me, he upgraded my ring and I upgraded his ring, and we wrote our own vows and cried boohoo tears all over the microphones. Because we had been married 15 years by then. Yeah. We had our daughter, both of our kids were already born. We have been through just so much already. So you're still laughing at that? Not loud. Why so many of the comments start with not N-O-T? Just not tonight, boo.
Fab said, I just said that he could refresh that movie.
Yes, I need a refresh.
I am weak.
Don't you know? all of this is going to come up either on Thursday on C Sharp's Last Train of Friday. He
And you
gonna
know
have
what's bad is I'm not gonna be able to be in the chat because I'm gonna be at work. I'm gonna have to sneak lurk in there, so he'll be talking shit about me. He gonna act like it's my fault, and it ain't got shit to do with me. This is bad. Oh my god! I'm
yes.
telling y'all right now, follow my brother DJ C Sharp so y'all can have my back when I am not there to speak for myself in the chat on Thursday because he's gonna go in on me and Yo
He's gonna go
Yo.
so far in. Uh, wait,
The
we might
redemption,
have.
DJ C Sharp, keyboard Angie.
Oh
I
no!
am weak. Y'all
Not
got me. I can't
redemption.
breathe.
Oh, Miss Wiz, yeah,
I
Miss
am weak.
Wiz with the trophy husband of Twitch.
Oh my
Oh
gosh. So those of
God.
you who don't know, he has a trophy husband shirt he wears. There's gonna be a show called Trophy Husbands of Twitch.
Yes,
That they're all gonna
yes,
be on
coming up soon.
eventually.
Yes, I think.
Sunday for sure, Ladon. And I'm not gonna be able to be there for that either because I'm gonna be out of town.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
We'll
I'm
give
into
you the
it.
we'll give you the highlights. At least
Good
on
Lord. I
Sunday,
can't
I'll be
wait.
there to speak up for us.
I'm gonna have to get that phone call on Monday when I get back. I'm gonna have to talk to y'all. Oh my god!
Yes, look at
Shout
one
out to
reason.
the thoughts.
One reason is
The
one of the thoughts. Trophy husbands of Twitch. Yes,
also one reason, another thought. Trophy husband of Twitch.
totally, totally.
Oh my god, y'all, my stomach hurt. I'm literally
I know. I got tears. I got tears right now.
Oh my god, y'all
Yes,
got
we
me.
all are cutting
That
up
was
too
he
much.
was funny. Well, I love that story. That is so amazing. I love the fact that, well, you guys know I got nothing but love for y'all. Y'all my fam,
Yes,
and
yes.
I
From day
appreciate it.
one, Diva.
Yes, and I definitely appreciated that stream you guys did, the 25 years where you guys broke it down with the pictures and the you talked about it. It was amazing. A lot of you in the chat were there, so I know y'all
Yes.
know. Some of you weren't. Like I said, follow DJ C Sharp, follow YoYoBayBay because when they do stuff like that, it is always a good time. Like very
Yes.
insightful, and you learn a lot about them, but then you learn a lot about relationships and couples and how
And right, and what your fellow
with
Twitch
the
people
fellow
are
Twitch
thinking and
folks.
going through. Yes, because people
Yes,
start
yes,
revealing and telling and shutting down.
yes, exactly that. DJ
All of
Lyris is in the building. Y'all give my sis a follow. What up, Snack Size Shorty? How are you? I call Lyris Snack Size Shorty. Can't nobody else call her that except Lex calls her Snack Pack. But that all started with a height conversation. But y'all give DJ Lyris a follow. That is my sis right there.
yes, I
You
will
will
give
always catch me in her chat modding. Yeah, power couples of Twitch, yes, for sure. And there are a lot of power couples
there
right
are
here
some
on
really
Twitch
good
Fab that
couples.
I
Yes,
love. DJ
yes,
C Sharp and YoYoBayBay are one. DJ Icy Ice and Heidi Ice are another. I am DJ Curse and his wife Net are another. There is so many, and it
so
is so
many.
dope to see. You know,
Yes, DJ
one
Relly
reason
Brown and
and
Kelly
his wife,
Vision.
really,
Yes,
really, really vision. It's
consistent.
dope. I love it.
Yes.
Definitely love it.
Love
So yeah.
it, love it. We
Power
got
couple of
all of
Twitch.
us, all the parts, all the sides represented on Twitch.
Yes. So now the process of making a book with your husband, considering how we know the banter between you guys is real, how did that go? And who decided like who was going to write what excerpt for what part of the book? How did
Sis.
you figure that out?
So it's a good thing that we had done the stream because we basically just kept our own.
Okay.
And we added and switched out and kind of changed up a couple, but for the most part, and we deal with that at the very beginning of the book. The first chapter, article, track, as we call them, um, talks about us working together or not. And I
Right.
actually read a piece of that in our first in one of our streams. When the book was going to print, we each of us read a little bit. So yeah, it's the way we have to do everything that we do. If we're gonna do something quote unquote together, some joint project, some joint task, we each divide it up. He takes his part, I take my part, we do what we're gonna do, and then we bring them together. So
Okay.
that, and then the bringing together was interesting because I'm editing his stuff, he's editing mine, and at one point, you making me kind of look like, or I'm like, well, do you have to say it like that? So we had to come to terms on exactly how we were going to present each other. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's another thing we're thinking about, not only getting reactions from other couples who might read it and want to react to what we said and give their perspective, but then also us reacting to each other's chapters.
Right.
We do have a kind of, we're going to do some podcast recordings of that,
Yeah.
of his chapter, and me reacting to it, because it's not necessarily, as you can see, do either one of us kind of agree with what the other had to say about a certain topic,
Mhm.
or we would want to say more, or we would want to have a chance
Right.
to explain ourselves or give our side or whatever. So yeah, that was very interesting. It's reading each other's work and then editing each other's work and
Uh-huh.
deciding what edits we were going to keep and what not to keep, and then we have a whole discussion about, well, what do you mean and why do you, well, I think when you say it like that, it sounds like you mean so. Is that what
So to a whole session.
presented? Yes. So that was quite interesting. And another thing you'll learn about us in the book is our different work styles. Like, I get all into the weeds. Like, I'm trying to write it in just the perfect way and use the perfect words and make it so clear. And he's like,
Right.
let me get this chapter done. He's all about like finish, finish, finish. And I'm all about
Right.
like making it the best it could possibly be. So it helps because he keeps me from taking way too long. Like, he had written like 3 or 4 chapters before I even had finished one.
Oh wow.
Thank God, shout out to author Javonda um right now, because he was just jumping in and just writing whatever, however he thought about it. And I was like, well, I have so much respect for the written word, and I can't just be pretending like I'm an author or something. And she really helped me because, if anybody doesn't know, she has 2 books out herself. And so, because we had met her here, I was just like, Javonda, you got to help a sister out. Like, how do you go from not being an author to quote, to being an author or to writing your words on the page? And
Right.
she and I, and sometimes Clarence would be in the room too, we just would dedicate 1 hour a week. Not even a lot. We're both moms, we're both busy. And so we just took 1 hour a week where we would dedicate, sit down, lock the door, turn on
Mm-hmm.
music, it's like some instrumental type, and just write for an hour. And she really, really helped me, like, believe that I could do it and like put some structure around it for me. So yeah, that was like, the process.
Yeah. Shout out to the Twitch fam that is like mad resourceful and helpful.
Yes. Yes.
That is
Yes.
like such a great thing that we have, these people we can reach out to that are so willing to
Yes.
help out when doing
Yes.
things. That's
It
dope. That
doesn't
is
matter where
dope.
they are. Like, we have come together here from all over
Yeah.
so many, the country, the world, and we can do these. We can work together. Electronically and technologically, we have all these great tools at our fingertips where she and I could kind of like be in the same room
Right.
mentally, but without being in the same room physically. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I
Exactly.
advocate for the buddy system and the accountability and all of that. It helps to get somebody in your lane with you, leading
Right.
you along. She was good for
So
that.
favorite part about the fact that you've done this. Like
I
Your
don't.
favorite so
I
far.
think. I think I have two favorite parts from a personal standpoint. Well, from a relationship standpoint, it really is. It was a nice exercise to just like look back over the 25 years and say, wow, look how far we've come. Look how much better we are with each other in this area or that area, or even just to say out loud, these are the parts I still struggle with, or, being able to like put some of those old arguments out on the table,
Mhm.
in a way that wasn't having an argument. We were
Right.
just really just talking about it and talking about it by putting it on the page. So I don't know. I would, recommend that for any relationship as a way to just kind of say, wow, look at us, and encourage yourself that you can go, further. And then from just like a personal Yolanda standpoint, it's like, wow, this is going to last, as long as, now that I have a book in print with my name
Mhm.
on it as the author,
Mhm.
it doesn't go away. It
Right.
doesn't. No, nobody can take down the website or whatever, even
Right.
if it's just one last copy left, whatever.
Right.
It is the permanency of a legacy that I
Yeah.
never thought that I would achieve. I never thought of myself as an author. I still don't call myself an author. Yeah, I wrote some things down that were my thoughts. And some people are like, well, then that makes you an
You're
author.
an author.
Right.
You now have a published book. You're an author.
And,
Kind of how that works.
just the fact that this self-publishing process exists, I was able to, we worked with Black owned, woman owned self publishing company. It's called Divine Legacy Publishing. Author Javonda was the one who recommended to us. She's also my soror, which was just an added extra bonus. And you know, so just having pride in her work and going to her website and seeing all the authors that she works with. I think she's on like her ninth book or something like that herself. Crazy Berry Town. All right, you're an author. So the self-publishing process, it allows for that. How long? I don't know how long people have been self-publishing. You could think of like Frederick Douglass and other abolitionists who were just writing, putting their stuff on a paper and handing it out in the streets. It hails back to that of us saying we have a voice, we have something to say. We don't need these big. Thank you, Classy T. We don't need these big companies to vouch for us. We can write our own stories and we can buy our own stories. I can buy author Javonda's books. I can buy other books that came out of Divine Legacy Publishing. So to be a part of that whole milieu, that whole, legacy building and storytelling is like super awesome, super gratifying, super validating. The fact that we are a part of this Twitch community, and I say that so often because it's such an awesome thing to be a part of. Because we never would have done it if we were not on Twitch. We never would have done it if we didn't get the response to our stream the way we did. We thought it was just a cutesy little thing, like, oh, it'll be fun. But little did we know, a year later, it would be in print and
Mhm.
it would be available to people. So I'm gonna stop talking, but yes, that's
You don't
it's.
stop talking until you're done. While you're here.
I can go on and on. I could go on and on. So I'll just put a plug in it right there and say, then you asked me a question. You said, what was the best part about it? And I
Yeah.
talked about abolitionists and Frederick Douglass. But,
But I mean, it all ties into your answer.
yes, we're doing, when you do something that's bigger than you, like the only other thing I've done that's so much bigger than me is, having kids.
Yeah.
Having kids, that's like really contributing something to the society. That's a brand new human that never existed before and never will again. That's, you put your DNAs together and you made this person. So it's like that. I mean, we are calling it our third baby. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like our fourth baby, because we had a business together for a while that that succumbed to COVID. Counted in the COVID statistics, it didn't last through COVID, but we had 6 years. We were a part of a community. We had young people that work for us, young people that we're still in touch with, that are like, going off to public health school now, or going to law school now, and when we met them, they were just juniors and seniors in high school and didn't know how to do a resume, or didn't know how to speak up for themselves and how to communicate to customers. And so that's, it's all along the lines of that. It's just feeling like, let's do more. Let's do more. What else can we do?
I love it. What else can we do? Because it's like,
Yes.
you're not
What
going to
else?
stop. Like, you're not stuck. You're not stagnant. And it's like, what's
Yes.
next? Because that was my question for you. Is like, what's next? Do you think you're going to write another book? Do you think you guys are going to do a podcast? Like, where do you think? What do you
Yes.
want to happen next?
So we definitely want to do. We want to do like these couples book clubs. We haven't quite come up with a catchy title for it, but like, where, because there's a couple that Clarence went to high school with, the wife, and we're pretty good friends with them, and they were in the stream. LaDon, that is not. He's not going to come back because y'all threw so much shade last time. That's why he ain't
Yeah,
going to
he
come
mad
back.
now. He
It
ain't
don't
coming
have
back.
nothing to do with what I said. He's saving it all up for Thursday. Just wait. Just wait, LaDon.
I ain't gonna be there. I'm sorry.
Be like, C Sharp, you forgot you're supposed to be playing music. No, wait, hold the music. I got stuff to say. But so we want to do that. We want to, sit with other couples and just have them respond to what we say. Read the book and then come and say, this really, we related to this, or, whatever it makes you, however it makes you respond. Just encouraging couples to talk about the truth of what happens behind closed doors between each other. And, sometimes that, you might need to go to counseling in the end, like, well, none of us have any help for you, so you need to go to counseling. But, that's one thing we want to do, is use it to start conversations with other couples or other singles who are like, I want to be prepared when if I'm going to settle down, if I'm going to make a forever decision, let me hear the real deal. Let me, hear all the behind the scenes. And we want to do the podcast, which is us. C Sharp, y'all just wait. Oh, wow. Thank you, Sandra Radiate. Oh, that's so sweet. We want to do the reaction podcast, where each of us has a chance to react back to the other person's chapter. So it's just going to be a limited series, 25, to match each of the chapters, a podcast. We have talked about, in terms of another book, we have a whole life to tell about how life has been with Simone, or even just going back and reading what we wrote. It's like, there's more we could have said, even if not about one topic, but just other topics, and how we are progressing forward. But Simone is sounding like the thing that we might. That's our daughter's name. It's it's a it's I don't know. Do I have to write a book? Because apparently I can't put the words together.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a whole different journey. It's a whole different situation.
Right. Yeah.
Marriage alone, but it just lines with it.
Yes, it's so much that we don't unload on our friends. We just talk, sometimes we just look at each other and we just know, like, he knows that I need a break, or I know that he needs space, or, it's so important to us that the other feels taken care of,
Yeah.
and because she requires so much of us.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and that's just not a story. I know there's a lot of kind of what's the word, some animosity between adults with autism, who are now talking about, how parents, you know were mistreating them, basically, by trying to, what the parent thought was being helpful, what the parent thought was,
Right.
I'm trying to help you to move and live in society. And
Yeah.
they felt like their differences were just being swept under a rug, or they were being punished for being different.
Right. Or
So,
they weren't being heard.
right.
Yeah.
So, we can kind of just speak from the loving parent perspective to say, of course we made mistakes along the way, and, there's just no manual, and there was no people with autism like speaking out. And, Simone is her own special case because she has her own, comorbidities that go along with
Yes.
autism. And so, it would be, another way to start a conversation about being those parents, and how we can support each other, and how the society can support families that are in these positions, because there's not
Yeah.
enough support. There's not enough support, especially once your child grows up and becomes what the state calls an adult.
Yeah.
It
Right.
may not
No, true.
necessarily be, for us,
Mm.
that she's not an adult cognitively.
Right.
So the considerations that we have to make going forward, knowing that kind of like the state has dropped us off. It's like, hope you can figure your way from here, because
Right.
so yeah, that's that. Thank you, Miss Prestigious. You know it. You know it.
Right. I was about to say, and then you see Miss Prestigious is already gonna go ahead and co-sign.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miss Prestigious, who has, actively go ahead and has led her voice as, an adult who was diagnosed on the autism spectrum and came on
Yes.
you guys' show.
Big shout out.
Um, yeah, so if those of you who didn't know, when we did that, when we did the fundraising month in April, for Autism Awareness Month, YoYoBayBay and DJ C Sharp did a chat with parents and parents of and adults living with um, being on the autism spectrum or diagnosed with autism. And
Yeah.
that was a great conversation because, we had parents of children of different ages and, different
Different
levels,
abilities.
different
Yeah.
abilities, right?
Mhm.
As well as adults. And then, later on when I did the recap, we had, Mixed Matt jump in the chat and give his feedback and answer a couple of questions.
Mhm.
Great. So
Mhm.
shout out to you guys for being open and honest and sharing
Yes.
your personal experiences with us as well, because we don't get that often. So that was dope, and it was great to hear, other sides,
Yeah.
from
And
every
it's
side, from people
yeah.
living with as well as parents that have raised and are raising,
Yes.
families that have differing abilities as well. So
Yes.
that was really, really dope and informative and insightful, and
Oh, so
it was
awesome.
great.
Looking
Yeah,
forward
that
to
was really
the
great.
next time.
Be more Angie C Sharp trying to start all
Uh
kinds of stuff, and we had a whole conversation on the phone the other day. What did he tell me? Don't maybe put you on blast, Clarence.
oh. Uh oh.
When he
I
said,
love the
you right, Diva
Clarence.
talk. Yeah, I said Clarence. Just saying.
Yes. Put his government name out there.
So,
Yes, Miss Prestigious. Go ahead and preach in the chat a little bit.
go for it.
Yes. Showing
Look,
up every
navigation
day.
is a challenge every day, and I show up every day, and I love that.
Yes.
Yes.
Ladon,
So
you know
yeah,
he's
that
listening.
part is dope. So now, of course, in the fashion of Diva Talk, I have to ask you the standard questions that I end off with, while the chat, if they have any questions, has to start to gather
This
them and put
this
them
the
in the
part
chat.
I'm not ready for, Diva. This is the
So
part.
this is because you are the wife of a DJ. That's number one. And two, you are a music lover like myself, right? We all met through this bond of this universal language of music, along with the fact that I'm just a dork and I like to ask crazy questions that nobody else is going to ask. Okay. So, question number one. Top five favorite artists in no particular order. Go.
Wow. So today my top five are wow. My top five are Sade, Anita Baker, Jill Scott, Black Michael Jackson.
Black Michael Jackson. I'm fine. That means first two albums.
Exactly.
Off along the Thriller.
You feel me? Yes, you see what I'm trying to say. You're getting what I'm giving. Black Michael Jackson with the wide nostrils, like Beyonce said. And what did I say? Was that four?
That's three.
That was only three? Wait,
Oh,
no.
wait,
I
was that four?
said
You said
Sade,
Jill
Anita
Scott,
Baker, Jill
Anita
Scott,
Baker,
Black Michael Jackson.
Black
So
Michael
that's four.
Jackson.
And wow, that fifth one though.
Who's the four?
Today, oof. Today, oh, that fifth spot. It floats. It floats. We gonna say Stevie Wonder today.
Okay. All right. All
And
right.
another
I mean,
time
usually the first ones that come.
it
Is
might be right, exactly. It might be Lauryn Hill just based off her, just based off Miseducation. That was like a
that was a good one.
meaningful album to me.
Yep.
So Whitney, no, she is not on my list of top five. Even I gotta put some gospel artists in there. Yalonda
Yeah.
Adams, love me some
Oh, love
Yolanda
you.
Adams, yes. Love me some early Kirk Franklin. Love me some OJ C Sharp is with they're in my top five of groups C Sharp because
Groups.
I
That's
love
that's
those.
different. Like the artist, individual
Yeah.
artists. But yeah, that's true. That's true. We got a bubble wrap Stevie. Yes. We got a bubble
Yes,
wrap
yes.
Stevie.
We
Yes.
trying to keep
Yes. Yes.
Stevie alive and scandal free. Cause all I
Yes.
need is for somebody to come up with a scandal about Stevie Wonder, and it's all over.
Stevie don't need no scandals.
That's
Stevie
what
got
it's
a million
over.
damn kids already, so he don't need no
It's
scandals.
already known.
It's already known. Stevie got his groove on. Just, just saying. Okay.
Just
Matt said Barry White. Okay.
very white, exactly. I mean, how can you
Yes.
narrow down
Yes.
to five? You think about like if I could not listen to anybody else but these five, like
Yep.
you would
And there you go.
lose
Who
so
would
much.
it be? Speaking of which, if you were stuck or stranded on an island and you only had one album with you, what album would you want to be stuck with?
If I only had one album, see, I just said Lauryn Hill, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill,
Mm-hmm.
but then
But
there's also uh, Love Deluxe by Sade. So it depends on the day you're asking me.
I'm asking you today. So what is it?
Today, I'm gonna go with Love Deluxe.
Okay. All right. Again with the Sade. C sharp, you a mess. Do you see this? Dad jokes. He certainly won't see it coming. But I'm done.
Ah,
So
dog
done.
love
Really, C
C-Sharp.
sharp? Really? 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 Really, C
He
sharp?
sent me a couple of dad jokes today, and I was really like, I don't get it.
I cannot. All right, next question is you get one wish from a genie in a bottle that lasts 24 hours. What do you wish for?
That
Excuse me.
last 24 hours.
Yep.
What would I wish for? The wish only lasts 24 hours. I would wish that I could be on an island for those 24 hours and nothing go undone. So when I come back, all I have is joy, no regret or feeling like I didn't do this or do that, no mom regret, just me and the beach and some drinks and a flat tummy. How much can I wish for? Can you have a flat
One
tummy? Can
thing,
I
one
have a flat
thing,
tummy on my
one
island?
thing, one thing you wish for. Now wish for five things, you know, wish for three, you wish for one.
And comma comma comma. It's one wish, but it's just packed tight. Yes, Miss Prestigious, you must. If you don't visit us, then your visit is not complete. C Sharp said that's tough. Yeah, it lasts for 24 hours. Oh, I'm definitely on the beach for the entire time. With
With Morris Chestnut.
more chestnut, LaDon. Don't get me in trouble. C Sharp is in here.
He already know. Don't act like
Look,
he don't know. He know. Just
Morris,
like me and him are about Janet. It's okay.
he's just my cabana boy. That's it. He's bringing me all my drinks in shirtless. He's in full 8-pack ad mode. Yes, exactly, Classy T. Oh,
That's C
C
Sharp's wish.
Sharp, don't make me cry.
That's
Stop.
C Sharp. She trying to bring the tears on here, y'all.
You trying to make okay. That is so true. Oh my god.
That is a good one too. That is
That's
also a good one.
an excellent one. We need to know us in her little head. We really do. And it's so hard for her to say it. Something
Yeah.
to say. Skinny from the side. Yes, girl. We gonna be skinny from the side on that beach with more
From
chest.
all that. From the side and the front. That's
Right.
all from the front.
Right. It's easy. It's easier to be skinny from the front. You know, you can suck it in and people can't
You
tell.
know, with a little
But when you
angle.
turn to the side, everything is revealed.
All the rolling hills everywhere.
Revealed.
All the rolling
Back,
hills.
the front, it's all
Okay.
shows.
I feel you. I feel you. Trust me. Goodness gracious. That's a good one. Okay, so now the next one I have for you is
Okay.
if you were only able to eat one food for the rest of all time, what kind of food would it be?
I would need a food that alters its taste. I would go crazy if I could only eat one food. Like there's no one thing on the planet that I've ever tasted that I'm like I could eat this for the rest of my life every day or nothing else.
Really?
Because I love things, but I get sick of things. C Sharp will
Not even
tell
like a
you
type of food?
that a type of food, a type of food.
Like soul
It
food,
probably
Chinese food, Indian food,
oh see, I
American
love it
fare.
all. I love it all. It probably see, and this is why I can't answer it because something swells up in the back of my throat when I even think about like even something that I like and having
Uh-huh.
to eat it every day for the rest of my life.
You're
Like
like,
all of a
I can't do
sudden,
it.
right? All of a sudden,
Not, not gonna want
I
it.
don't
Not
like
gonna
it
want
that
it.
much. Right? Like I love Mexican food. I love guacamole, but
Okay.
it's just something rising in the back of my throat. Like you gonna have to eat guacamole
But
every
there's
day.
so many different types of Mexican food. You can say Mexican food, you know.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's true.
I'm
So
just
yeah.
saying. Some people pick the type. Some people had one thing that they knew. Like somebody was like tacos, another person was like burritos, because then they can switch up meat and like what's inside and the type of shell and whatever. Yep.
You have
It's,
to
look at
really switch
her.
that up. Right, yeah, because you can have a breakfast burrito, so you can
You
have
can
a bacon egg burrito, or
that part.
you can have a carnitas, or
There you
yeah,
go. Yeah, beef and
yeah. They're
potato,
onto something.
veggie.
You see, right, exactly.
Kind of can't
Veggie,
go
all
wrong with
veggie.
burritos, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm
that's
down
how
with
it
that.
goes.
Thank you for
Oh,
bringing. Thank you
Taquan.
for
Thank you
bringing
for
me
the
there.
resub, bro. Appreciate that. Oh my God. That is too
Ooh,
funny.
with a 5 month in a row subscription.
That's
That's
the homie
love.
Taquan.
That's
Full
love right
blast team is in the building. Shout out to Taquan. Thank you for the resub. I appreciate you, fam.
there. Yeah, yeah.
Um, welcome to Diva Talk with YoYoBayBay. On the screen, we have been talking about her beginning her streaming journey as well as her book that she co-wrote with her husband DJ C Sharp. Make sure you check out CYLentertainment.com.
Check us out, y'all. Check us
And I
out.
can't spell it now.
Yeah, entertainment is a tough one.
And I
I don't know.
cannot do
This is
this.
the thing
I
that we
mean,
do.
C Sharp, you can make yourself useful. You are a VIP. You can post links in
Yes.
my chat. I'm
Put
just
that
saying.
link in the chat.
But check out their book, Rhythm of Love, talking about their success that they've had for 25 years of marriage. And you can get it on that website or you can order it on Amazon.com.
Oh, you had asked me in a private chat to do something too.
Too
Yes,
late. I already got it now. That's what I wanted. Was
great.
too late now. I already got it.
Right, that was like almost 2 hours
already
ago.
got Nah, I already got it. I already got it. All right. And so the last thing that I'm going to ask you, well, before I ask you that, I didn't get to ask you this because you are heavy into music and you doing your streams have all been music based so far. You've had like
Yeah,
themes
they
and
have.
whatnot that have come up, right? And you
Yes.
also co-hosting along with C Sharp. You guys do music talk and you talk a lot about the songs. And I noticed you go in depth with that. So now where did your musical influence come from?
From my dad, most definitely. My dad, even, before he became a preacher, when he first came into my life and I was about 2 years old, um, yeah, put all the deets in the chat, C Sharp, all the details. Um, I love how you're keeping that flat, skinny from the side comment highlighted. That is the
Oh
comment
shit!
of the night.
I didn't realize I did that. My bad.
No, but I have not. You gonna do a lot with a tortilla. Yes, that's true. But so from my dad, he okay. So when I first met him, and he and my mom were living together, the thing I remember him bringing into the house was albums, just albums on albums. Back when vinyl records, were, and looking at the cover art, and I just have snatches of memories because I was so young before they um got into the church and all of that changed. He got rid of all of his secular albums. But I just remember him, like, he could just come home from work and just lay on the floor. He's a landscaper, so he, worked hard, worked outside, worked with his hands and his whole body. And he would just come home and lay on the living room floor and close his eyes. And he had this thing where his eyes never just closed peacefully, they were always fluttering. And I just remember, like, just admiring him while he was, admiring the music that he loved. And even after, as I get older and he is in the church, every week, an album was dropping every week. So he was every Christian not Christian gospel album that was dropping, we had. Even as we progressed to cassette tapes and CDs, and he had everyone. There was from the such and such mass choir to the such and such boys from down south to the contemporary artists. He was buying a new album every week. So it was, in the car driving, always music. So that's where my love of music comes from him.
Love that. All right. So now the very last question that I am going to ask you, and then chat, if you have any questions for YoYoBayBay, now will be your time to start putting them in the chat. Please highlight them. You can either at me or just use your highlight redeem so we can make sure it gets seen. But my very last question is if you could go back and talk to 19, 20, or 21-year old Yalonda and tell her one thing to remember, what would you tell her?
I would tell her, Yolanda, you are what you say you are. That there's going to be a lot of Lex Diamonds, that's beautiful. Um, there's going to be a lot of, there you're going to meet people who are super smarter than you. You're going to meet people who are more outgoing than you or have what you think are the qualities to be successful. And it's going to make you think because you don't necessarily have those qualities or you haven't sharpened those qualities that that is going to negatively impact your opportunities for success. But don't believe that. You are who you say you are. You are who you believed you were when you were in fifth grade and who you believed you were, when you were, interpreting sign language at church and you felt like you were in such a good space and, you enjoyed it so much. Like, fine. Don't listen to what people are telling you you should be. I said, one thing about my dad is just awesome how much he loved music. But then also the other thing is that, he didn't give me a lot of space to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And so I ended up going down paths that were not me. Like, that's how I ended up in medical school, like trying to do what my parents said that I should do. Um, C Sharp said, start dating me a year. You weren't ready for me a year earlier, C Sharp. You were ready.
Now, why'd you set yourself up like that, bro?
Right.
Why
He
you
was
do that?
not
Why you do that?
ready. He was out
Why
there
you do that?
wilding and being with, you had to calm down first, C Sharp, before you could be ready for me. But anyway, yeah, so just, you know, have that autonomy over your life and believe in yourself and don't let your confidence slip by what's going on around you or what you're seeing right in front of you. That's what I would say to my young self.
Not mad at that. I like that a lot. All right. If anybody in the chat has a question and C Sharp don't ask nothing crazy. What questions do you have for YoYoBayBay? And while those are coming up, if there are any questions, I do have one that I'm gonna ask on behalf of Quasi.
Oh,
Because this is he always asks this, but he can't be here on Tuesdays. So if someone was to play you in a movie, who would it be?
play me in a movie?
Yep.
Um, who C Sharp? Who's that actress I think I look like? Me random questions. What's the brown skinned woman from Soul Food?
There's a lot of brown skin ones in soul food. No. Wait a minute.
Wait, was she in the movie or was she in the? You see, I'm looking at.
Or on the TV show. I didn't watch the TV show.
You didn't watch the TV show? No, she was in
Mm-mm.
the TV show. She was in the TV show. Oh, nobody's super famous. Her name is Vanessa Williams. Vanessa
Oh,
S.
Vanessa Williams. Yeah, the other Williams.
Yes, the other
Okay.
Vanessa Williams. That's who I would say could play me in a movie. She was a good actress. I enjoyed the show very much, watching it on BET. Oh no, it wasn't on BET. It was like HBO or whatever it was.
Is
But
this the same? This the same Vanessa Williams that not from Soul Food, but from Coming to America. Oh no, that's Calloway. That's Vanessa
Yeah, that's
Calloway.
Vanessa Bell Calloway.
That's
But you
Calloway.
know, I would take her too. I would take her too.
Yeah, because I
Just
was about to say I
she
would probably pick her for you.
she gotta be brown. That's all I'm saying. Don't be like messing with the complexion like they doing with Nina Simone and try to get a light skinned woman to play me. I
That
don't
part
have nothing
though.
against the light skinned women. I love y'all. But I want to be fully represented. She was also in the wood. Okay, C sharp.
Yes, she
She was
was
in the
also in the
wood.
wood. Yes, she
Okay.
was in the wood too. She played the love interest
Oh,
of
classic.
the main character.
Oh wait, no, y'all thinking about somebody else. Y'all thinking about the one who played a little. She played a teenager too, right?
Oh, you're thinking about the one that
No.
had
Um.
the one that has dreads now? Is she a dread?
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
I
we were talking
believe the
about.
last time I saw her, she did have
Yeah, she
blonde.
was not in the wood. No, I know
No.
who they're thinking about, and
You.
that's
I
definitely
know. Yes, I know who y'all are thinking about. No, not the little cutie. I mean, I would take her too. Honestly, I would take.
okay. So you guys now have a command in my channel for your book. So whenever you come in, or whenever somebody
Hey,
wants to know, exclamation rhythm in the chat to get to the link, and
y'all
there
better
you go.
find out Diva 929 is a real one. Okay. She
Y'all
get
know I am all about
on
supporting my folks. You know what I mean?
the
So that is there now from now on. Yeah.
stand.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, C sharp. I'm talking about Vanessa Williams, the brown skin one. Okay,
All
Lex Diamond says she
right.
has a question.
All right. So Lex has a question. What would C Sharp say is the reason he fell in love with you and vice versa? What is
You
yours
want
take?
me to answer that?
C
Oh my
Sharp, don't put
take.
in the chat. This is her
Okay,
take.
don't say anything, C sharp. Okay, what would C sharp say is the reason he fell in love with me? Oof, oof. Um, I don't think he would phrase it this way. He would have a particularly C sharp way of phrasing it. But I think, when we met, there was such a level of ease to the friendship part of our relationship. Like, we can just kick it. We can just do whatever together, eat pancakes or go to a fancy restaurant and have, $100 meal each. Whatever. We,
Mhm.
travel, movies, television shows, like we can just hang out with each other and make each other laugh and challenge each other on what we think about any any subject. Is nothing off limits that we talked about. I remember when we were on lockdown, that we've been in love with me a long time by now, but we were on lockdown and just about things that we could talk about. And I made him like go through his whole escapades of girls from like before he met me.
Oh wow. Wow.
So, and thank you, something to say. So sweet. You're not sweet, but you say some sweet things. You really do. That's a solid answer, C sharp. I got it right. Okay, very good. And then what made me fall in love with him? Um, I it was his depth. Like C sharp is the least shallow guy that I had met up until then. And even like, now as we're this age, you meet a lot more. And this is no shade against men, but at least definitely in our at 18, 19, 20, who weren't talking about anything, who weren't about anything, or they might be about just they're really good at science, because I was in a
Mhm.
science and tech uh, scholarship program, so they're very good at that. But that's where it stops. They have the emotional IQ of a 7-year old or a 10-year old, and Like I said, we kind of bonded over music, just the things that he would play and that he was playing. Like, yeah, he loves his Doggy Style and he loves his Dr. Dre and his, misogynistic hip hop. But I love misogynistic hip hop too, sadly.
Right.
So I can't
Right.
even be
We
mad at
all
him
do. Let's
like
be
that.
real. Let's
Right.
be
We
real.
all love it. And
It's
so
entertainment to us.
but then, we could also listen to Sade, or we could,
Yeah.
he would talk about, some of his favorite songs from when he was a child. And so it just felt like, you know, I don't know. He was just on a level that I wanted to be next to, wanted to be with.
That's dope. I love that.
Thank
Oh, you guys are
you
so
for asking, Lex Diamonds.
I love it. Any other questions in the chat for YoYoBayBay?
They're like, YoYoBayBay has talked us out. We have had
Listen.
enough.
And this is why I try to ask all the questions, but that don't mean I ask all the questions because sometimes I miss something and somebody's like, well, what about this? Or what about that? So there's that. Be more Angie getting spicy with the questions though.
Does DJ C Sharp like your attire with cleaning the bathroom? Okay, so Be More Angie was at our anniversary stream and has been
I
in
know.
streams. Yes, you know what she's referring to as well. So for any people who don't know, naked cleaning is a thing, and you'll
It
find
is
out
a thing.
in chapter 13 of our book
And there it is.
what we are talking about. Thank you for the plug, Be More Angie. Yes, he loves my attire, Be More Angie. He's always popping in the bathroom like, just in case. He's like, catch me. Just
Oh my
in case.
God.
And Miss Prestigious, yes, you are going to. It's not all bad out there. It's not. It's some good out there.
Yeah, there's good out there, girl, and it'll come to you. Just don't go looking for it. It'll just come to you. Just gotta recognize it when you
Exactly.
see it. That's
That's
all.
right.
That's all.
Relax and be happy in yourself, and
Yes.
you just open yourself up to meeting someone similar.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I love
Like
it. Keep a relationship fresh and spicy, I see. Yes, exactly. Naked cleaning is a
it's a
thing.
thing.
That had us in tears that day. It
Thank
was
you. Tell
so
me,
funny.
ladies in the chat, are there times when you in the bathroom, you're about to get in the shower, and you like, wait a minute, I need to clean this or that first. Let me scrub this. Never, Diva, never.
You on your own with that one, sis. I've never done it. I'll do it before if I notice something, I turn the water off and I put on a robe or whatever, or I catch it before and then I'm doing it and then handle
Don't
I
nobody got time to be
don't.
sitting on the road.
It's right there. It's right there. Even if I just put it on the towel, like I can't. I'm gonna catch it right before I do it. I'm gonna catch it before I get in there. I cannot do it. Cannot do it. I don't know. It never crossed my mind to like, oh, I'm just butt ass naked. I'm about to go to the bathroom.
And
No,
it's not
that
even
just ain't me.
the two are so unrelated. It's just like
So unrelated.
I happen to notice it while I'm already undressed. So
I think I just don't want to be that exposed with cleaning products.
right, you gotta bend all over and what.
Facts though. I'm just saying. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't.
My son learned very early on when mommy is in the bathroom, it is her private time, and you do not come in. But you missed a couple of thank you, Lex Diamonds. You missed get that sink and shower. You missed a couple of tweets, comments that were compliments of you.
I didn't miss them. I said thank you in the chat. I'm not. This is not about me, but I appreciate you. Something to say. Thank you so much.
It needs to be
said. I didn't want to interrupt you for that.
No,
because we are talking to you, so you have to understand when I'm talking to y'all. Yes. I'm not gonna put comments. I'm not gonna highlight comments about me. I'm sorry.
You're a professional. You're a professional, but it's true. You're very good at this. So I love Diva
Talk. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I really, really do. I appreciate you coming on, sis. I don't want to hold you for too much longer. If no one else has any other questions, I am definitely going to ask my sis to look for someone to raid. That's number one. And then I'm also going to ask you, other than the book, and we know we now have the information for the book, anybody in the chat can do exclamation rhythm and pull up the website and information for the book. Make sure that you check out their website, check out the book. I can't wait to order mine. I'm going to get it from the website because I want my signed copy. Thank you very much. And that is, where we are at with that. But I would love for you to pick somewhere to raid and also let us know where we can find you next on here. And then I'll take care of a couple of housekeeping things before we go.
Okay, next, we are going to be on Disco Darren's Disco Darren 1996, Darren with an RIN, two R's, IN. He has a barbershop stream that he does, just talking and chatting. And he wants to get with, so I think he's been married maybe 7 years or something like that, and he's trying to get with couples who have been married 20 years or more. So I know it's us, it's DJ Relly Rel, and Kelly Vision. I'm not exactly sure who else he has gotten for that stream, but that's going to be on the 21st of July. And then on the 27th of July, we'll be hanging out with DJ Honeyflow. Also very good at interviewing and asking good questions and stuff like that. So, he hasn't sealed in the rest, Lex Diamonds. Yes, I forgot Lex is one of his mods, so she knows what's up. C Sharp, I'll get to say my piece in the barbershop. I'll be there.
We're going to say a whole lot.
20 to 25 years under their belts. I know we had recommended someone something to say, and her hubby have been married. Is it 24 years yet? Something to say. But anyway, so that he's getting that group together, and then Honey Flow is allowing us to come on and talk about the book on her stream as well. So that's, and then this Sunday, thank you, C Sharp. This Sunday, on Heartbeats at 9 p.m. on DJ C Sharp's channel, we will be having an official kind of Twitch book launch. We're going to be reading from the book. We're going to be, if anybody has missed tonight, we'll cover some of the things that we talked about tonight. And C Sharp will really get his turn to say, because it's his channel, so he can just turn off my mic if
he better not.
I already know the kind of power moves that C Sharp might try to play. So, yes, please come to our stream this Sunday, 9 p.m. if you are not otherwise engaged, and hang out with us and talk about the book, or send your people who missed tonight to talk about the book with us. Just celebrate with us a little bit, even if you just pop in and say, hey, congratulations. We love to, always the more the merrier. Exactly. Always.
All right. And then when do you plan on streaming again on yours?
Oh, I need to come up with a date. So, like, let me look at my calendar. August, because there's a day in August that's been, let me see. I haven't even looked at what this date is. That's a Monday. He better take his act nice to you pills. Those are very short acting, Miss Riz. Those pills do not last long. You see, he gave me those cookies and he gone. But
act nice to you pills.
So I think I want to say it's going to be the first week of August. So, I spoke about Simone and just she transitioned to adulthood this year. So, like, she's kind of in the middle of transitioning, and things are really crazy right now in terms of what our schedule is going to be. Because she has some services lined up, but we don't know when they're going to start.
Right.
And we just are just in the hands of the government agency that runs this, and they get to it when they get to it. And
Of course.
so, they could just call us tomorrow and be like, okay, she starts next week.
Right. Right.
Or they could call us in October and say she starts next
Right.
week. So right
Right.
now, she's home with me, and she requires a lot of my attention. So I'm reticent to say a start date at this point. But as soon as I know her start date and what her days are going to look like,
Then you'll know
then I'll
what you
be
can
able
do.
to set my start date. But please, if you follow me, if you're so gracious to follow, turn your notifications on, and follow me on IG. I am the YRL, aka YoYoBayBay, which is a lot, but I was already the YRL before I knew about a Twitch. So, but I wanted my Twitch folks to be able to find me. You can also follow CYL Entertain Me too on IG. Clarence, put the IG link in there.
Yes. Put the IG links
Yeah, because
in.
it's some
C Sharp.
underscores and stuff in there in my IG name, but
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's an underscore under
yeah,
the and
it's
YoYoBayBay or something, right?
between
AKA.
on either side of AKA is an underscore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I try to announce, but I want to do some pop ups. I want to do the birth control stream sooner rather than later. So, and just as I'm encouraged and as I'm inspired. Yeah, C Sharp is bringing about 20 of the books to the Ohio meetup. Hey, Fran. Fran's been hanging out with us a little bit in the basement. Oh, thank you, Diva.
Hey, Fran. Okay, so he's taking some books to the Ohio meetup. Shout out to the Ohio meetup. I cannot go because I am going to Hawaii this weekend, and I can't do that in Ohio.
Right.
But I'm
Yes.
glad y'all gonna have fun. I'm
I'm
be
not
mad
gonna
for
have
me.
fun. I won't be there. I'm gonna have fun, but I
But
won't be there. Yes,
yeah,
all of
you won't
you
be
who are
there.
having fun at the Ohio meetup, big ups to you. I'm gonna be at my sorority's centennial boule.
Okay, so you won't be there either.
He
Well,
said,
we got another situation coming up end of the year. Chanel's putting together, so let's make that happen.
"Oh yes, let's
Yeah,
make that happen."
let's
And
make that
that's
happen,
kind of
y'all.
local to me, so I'm feeling
Yes,
good about that.
exactly. So y'all better get it together for Halloween weekend. Duh. And that's
Hey,
all I'm saying.
yes,
Is I will
Chanel
be heading
B,
out
have
that
my book.
way. Battle of the Twitch raid streams. Battle of the Twitch raids. So make sure y'all follow
You're,
my East Coast twin on
you're coming out to be
Instagram. She got
there
some
in
stuff coming in.
person.
I plan to be there for that.
That's so exciting. Okay, I'm gonna be
So
there.
there's that. So I'm just
I'm coming
saying that's gonna come sooner than we know. I'm just saying. I'm around the corner in a few minutes.
because y'all
So
are both such good hosts. That's gonna be so fun. Oh my god, the twins together. It's gonna be
well,
so
I don't know if I'm hosting, but I'll be there.
okay.
I'll be there. Just know I plan on being there. So y'all make sure y'all follow my sisters and keep up with all that info, and then we will
Yes.
repost everything. And just really quickly, some quick housekeeping before we head out. Sis, look for somewhere you let me know where you want to raid because my
Yeah.
guests always choose where we're raiding. And you guys make sure you're following YoYoBayBay and have your notifications on so you catch her when she does, and as well as following her IG page.
Thank
Um,
you guys.
let's see
Thank
here.
you, Diva. Okay,
See, we
so
have,
one of my favorites is on.
okay,
Y'all gonna
cool.
laugh about who is one of my favorites, but Mysterious DJ.
Oh, I'm not gonna laugh. She cracks me up. That's
Oh
my quote. That is my
her
quote.
her stream is such a vibe.
It
Oh my
is
god,
fun.
she is so fun. She, I mean, belongs on that mic. She belongs on the turntables. Yes, and
That
her
that
song
part.
selection and her curation is bomb.
Yes, yes,
Were you? I mean, were you there for her when she rocked out with like the mainstream like rock music?
yes. I was definitely the first half of
Oh,
it.
And to hear her singing along to those songs in
Oh,
her
she can blow.
voice. Oh,
Ooh, she can
oh my
sing,
God. I'm sorry,
sing,
y'all. I
sing,
fangirl.
y'all.
I
All right,
fangirl
so
over
that's where we're
here
going.
today. All right.
We will go there. All
I
right,
hope
good to
y'all
know.
enjoy it when y'all get there.
Yes, I think you guys totally will. Make sure you guys, this is my schedule for the week. Exclamation next in the chat. Today we had Diva Talk. Tomorrow we're back with Geeking Out. So please catch up on your shows because I'm going to be talking about some things and
Yes.
things. It's
Yes.
overdue. I'm like 3 weeks overdue. Don't kill me. But stuff was happening. And Thursday, make sure you're following the homie. It's Fab Forte. I will be on his channel for his birthday stream. And then just keep your notifications on or catch whoever I'm hosting over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I will be in Hawaii with my Twitch
Woo.
Ohana out there. And there's going to be a host of things happening. There's a birthday stream Saturday. There's another situation on Friday night, another situation on Sunday. I will post it on my Instagram as I get the flyers. I do have one of the schedules, but make sure you are following my socials so you can see who to follow and where to catch the streams. We will be live from Hawaii and with Don Pamuina and Heidi Ice celebrating their birthdays, Princess Leia Honu. It's going to be insane.
Wow.
And then we are doing real ones out in Hawaii on Sunday, which normally happens out here in Long Beach once a month. And that is going to be crazy. So make sure you're catching that, you guys. So I'll post everything there. And then, like I said, um, on Thursday, I will be following my big brother, DJ Prodigy Taskmaster, on Fab Forte's birthday stream, along with DJ High Note, DJ Rev Up, It's Relay. So it's a bunch of my fam from the West Coast, along with we got Be More represented with Prodigy, hosted by It's K Leezy. And of course, Crystal Tokyo also will have a gaming intermission. So it's gonna be a vibe on Thursday, you guys. So check it out because Fab is turning 40. We get to welcome him to the Uncle Club. I guess,
Yeah.
officially. Like, okay. So thank you guys again. But Yo, thank you so much, Yalonda, for
Thank you. Thank
being here,
you.
chatting with me, sharing your guys' story and behind the book,
It's
along
my
with
pleasure.
everything else. And y'all are my folks. I super love y'all. Thank you so much for sharing your time. C Sharp, thank you for letting me have her. You having to wait for Stranger Things, fam. I know how it is. Thank you, big bro, for lending me your wife for a couple of hours. I'm just saying. But this needed to happen, and this was the
Yes.
perfect timing. So yes, Wet Noodle Gang in the building. Thank you to
Yes.
DJ Prodigy, the Taskmaster, and Solo Music, my role models, for holding me down. Give them both a follow. Solo, I know I didn't verbally say it, but thank you for the bits earlier, bro, and for being here. Hi there, C Sharp. Hi.
What's the look on his face, though? What's
I don't
that?
know. That's why I'm like, hi. What's
Hi.
about to happen
Hi.
right now?
Winter is coming.
What's about to happen?
Winter
Oh
is
my God,
coming.
winter is coming. Come on with the Game of Thrones. Let's go. You know I love my Game of Thrones. Let's go, C Sharp. So those of you who don't know, I initially met C Sharp because I was doing Geeking Out. He came in my chat and we've been bonded since. That is my brother in geek right there. So we talk
Yes.
about all the shows. That is he gets mad at me when I don't come on. He's like, but we gotta talk about it. We getting back to it. I'm getting back to my schedule. I'm getting back to it. So shout out to my brother DJ C Sharp. You guys, shout out to my sis YoYoBayBay. Thank you again, sis. I really appreciate you being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you. Shout out to the chat. You guys were awesome all the way through, as usual.
All right. I'm gonna throw the raid message up in the chat. Do you want to shout out anybody and say bye to anybody as we get ready to roll up?
Everybody, friends, something to say. Cedric, Radiate. Cello Music, we're just meeting. But hey, I'm about to follow you in a
Yeah.
second.
I'm
Oh,
mad for him too.
thank you for typing stuff in the chat too. I was sitting here like I can type stuff in the chat. I don't know why I keep saying Diva, can you type this in the chat?
You got VIP too. You can post links too. But I'm not trying to make you work. You are on the screen. It's a lot to multitask, and you
I'm
don't
the
never have
guest.
to do that.
Right,
So,
right,
you're not
right.
thinking about that. I ain't gonna put that on you.
But who else? Miss Prestigious, Something to Say, Classy T, Miss Riz. These are the homies for real. The fan, Be More Angie. Miss Riz said put her name on a book, C Sharp. So sign up. Let's get it. Just go ahead and sign it to her. Did I say Sandra Radiate? Lex
You
Diamonds,
did. Thank
the
you, sis.
the queen of Twitch. She is everywhere at the
My
same time. I don't know
wifey.
how she does that. You too, yes. That's why y'all wifeys, cause y'all are everywhere on Twitch at the same
That's my
time. You
wifey.
know everybody. I be like, let me see who
Oh my
Diva
gosh. Everybody
929
tap
can connect
in
me with.
for the raid. Please make sure you tap in for the raid. If you don't see it, refresh your screen. We're going to head over to Mysterious DJ, and I will be in the chats for a little bit. I'm waiting on my
Yeah.
sister to get over here. And make sure y'all well, I'm going to tell her, but also make sure y'all tell her I said, hey, baby. Uh, That is my
Oh,
girl. I love me, Mysterious DJ. She has been on
definitely.
Femme Fatale Diaries. So, and now that you streaming, we got to get you on Femme Fatale Diaries. Damn.
Hey.
Come on, naked bathroom cleaning. I'm just saying. I, all right, y'all.
All
Keep
right.
your notifications on. Peace out. I love y'all. I will catch you. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. Make sure you take care of yourselves, guys, because if you don't, you can't take care of nobody else.
I know
And I
that's
will catch y'all in the chat. Have a good night, y'all.
good night. How's this thing?
All right. I'm going to end and catch the rest